Well, unang-una dapat sabihin natin na Noli that early this year, maganda sana ang takbo ng national team natin. You remember, we had a 6-0 record in the FIBA Asia Cup qualifying window. And then we played in the Olympic qualifying championships. We lost to Serbia and the Dominican Republic, but we put up a good fight. And that was with Coach Tab Baldwin at the helm. E tapos, 5 weeks before the start of the third qualifying window this year, Coach Tab Baldwin umayaw in coaching and mentioned to the SBP Chairman Emeritus Manny V. Pangilinan na hindi siya available to coach the third qualifying window because magfo-focus siya sa Ateneo. So medyo nagulat ang SBP sa development na ito. And they scrambled na maghanap ng isang replacement for Coach Tab Baldwin kasi ayaw niya mag-coach eh. Sabi niya he will remain as GILAS program head pero hindi siya magko-coach sa third qualifying window. So parang hindi yata nagustuhan ng SBP yung approach ni Coach Tab. Sabi nila, well, if you are going to pick and choose which competitions you want to coach in, maybe we should just get someone who is consistent and who will be able to give his full-time commitment to the program. That being said, naghanap ang SBP ng replacement coach at they tapped Coach Chot Reyes. Mind you, no? Coach Chot did not volunteer for this job, did not apply for the job. He was asked to do it, and as a Filipino, he could not turn his back on the country. Hindi siya Amerikano eh. Na, you know, kung ayaw niya, ayaw. Kung gusto niya, gusto. So, they wanted to go with a coach who would give his wholehearted commitment. This was 5 weeks before the window. And by the way, at that point, nawala na yung pool natin. Sayang na sayang because with Coach Tab Baldwin, maganda sana yung takbo. But Coach Tab Baldwin abandoned the post. And there were only, about 8, anywhere between 5 to 8 players left in the pool. And 3 of them were going to the PBA draft. So, nawalaan ng player ang GILAS pool. Nag-scramble si Coach Chot to be able to put together a team and kulang sa oras, it went back to the old system, yung pick-up system natin. Now we know it's not going to work over the long term. And that is a systemic problem that I think should be addressed. Ang ginawa ngayon ng SBP is stopgap, no? They got all the stakeholders together for a meeting to discuss kung ano nangyari sa FIBA Asia Cup, sa SEA Games, and they said, let's make sure that we have...
You're trying to get back, Quinito, but nakita natin... Yun, okay. Quinito, medyo nawala. But I get your point. You know, obviously, ang sinasabi natin dito, maayos yung programa, pero nagkaroon ng ikang break nung nawala si Coach Tab Baldwin. Chino, I want to bring you into that. Obviously, maraming bansa, of course, na-affect. One of the things I suppose na naging problema din is nagbago rin yung FIBA calendar, no? Kung nagkaroon ng windows, ang daming mga qualifications, so ang dami nating kailangan pasukan. But may mga nagsasabi rin, Chins, and of course, sabi nga ni Quinito, magbago yung coaching, na sa ibang bansa, katulad ng Iran at Korea, they have remained consistent. Ang Japan, Lebanon at Jordan, nagpipick up ang kanilang programa. Bakit sa atin hindi? Anong thoughts mo dyan, Chino, na medyo pare-pareho naman tayo. We're put in the same place. Of course, nagbabago din ang coaches. But why is Philippine basketball now beginning to have these problems?
Kasi una-una, Commissioner, hindi ko maintindihan kung bakit yung SBP is asking for unity. At saka yung parang sabihin ng mga stakeholders that they're in it, no? Naalala ko, nung binuo natin yung SBP, everyone was on the same page. Meron tayong covenant, hindi natin pinirmahan. Pero dahil mga tunay na lalaki tayo, pinandindigan natin na yung mga nire-represent natin ng mga basketball bodies at that time, maninindigan sa kung anong direksyon kukunin ng SBP matapos nating ibain yung DAP at that time. Hindi mo makakalimutan yun dahil you were at the helm of that move, no? Kasama lang ako doon bilang a founding member of the Samahang Basketball ng Pilipinas. Okay, bakit ako bumabalik doon? Kasi kailangan, para maintindihan natin ang problema, kailangan meron tayong historical perspective. Hindi naman tayo sa nahuhuli. Para lang tayong Star Wars, yung Death Star ni Darth Vader. Pagbubuo tayo ng programa, tapos papabayaan natin sumabog. Yun ang pinakamalaking problema. Bakit? Sino kumuha kay Raiko Torman? Di ba ikaw, Commissioner Noli, matapos mong pakiusapan na buuin natin yung cadet system, in 2006 yata, after the, o 2007, after the SEA Games, nakunin yung mga players, mostly were PBL players under my watch. Muntik pa ako masibak ng PBL doon dahil isinurrender ko yung mga key players ng PBL to form the cadet system. Okay, si Raiko Toroman yun, di ba? Ang ganda ng takbo natin. Naka-4th place yata tayo doon. Pagkatapos noon, matapos mag-4th place, sinibat si Coach Raiko Toroman unceremoniously. Okay? Yun ang step 1. Step 2, nandito naman tayo. Okay, Top Baldwin. Hindi natin malalaman yung tunay na katotohanan. Sinibak ba siya? Nag-step down ba siya? Well, siguro nag-step down as coach. But as program director, sinabi nag-step down siya. 2 days ago lang, pinirmahan ng SBP. Ayan, lalabas yan mamaya. Yung kanila pong marching orders na tinatanggal na nila si Coach Top Baldwin as program director. So, parang ano lang. Ang pakiusap lang natin dito, alam nyo, yung SBP, they're running the affairs as a National Basketball Federation. Kung ano mang ginagawa nila, wala tayong mapapakialam dyan. Ay, una-una, pera ni Mr. MVP to. Talagang ginawa ang lahat for Philippine basketball. Now, doon sa mga ibang bagay, dapat bigyan naman ng pagkakataon yung mga tao na malinawan. Malinaw kung anong nagaganap. Kasi mahirap sabihin na natalo tayo sa Indonesia for the first time sa Southeast Asian Games. Pang ilang beses lang tayo natalo nang hindi tayo nakapag-uwi ng gintong medalya. 3rd yata yan sa history ng staging ng Southeast Asian Games. Tapos ano sasabihin? Natapos tayo hindi maglaglag doon sa hindi tayo pumasok sa top 8. Ang may problema si Top Baldwin. Aba, hindi yata si Top Baldwin ang coach ng SEA Games at saka last FIBA window. Parang wag na nating lansihin ang mga Pilipino. Alam nyo, aminin nyo na yung pagkukulang natin. Tapos, work together. Ito para dumire-diretso. Sorry kong Noli ha.
Okay.
Kasi
sige.
Meron akong ang papapahaba ito eh.
Oh.
Hinihingi ng Senate inquiry. Hindi na kailangan nila nila Senator Bongo at yung ibang mga senador natin to put up a Senate inquiry. Dahil lahat po ng stakeholders ng Pilipinas sa basketball ay nanumpa, okay? Nasusuportahan nila lahat ng gawain na pertaining to our national program. Nasa sa kamay na ng SBP kung paano nila isasaayos ang ating pong national program.
Alright.
To echo, siguro finally to echo what si Senator Panfilo Lacson had said regarding the PNP. Okay, dati tinanong siya, ano daw ang problema sa PNP? Sabi ni Senator Panfilo Lacson, the problem with the PNP is the PNP. The solution to the problem is the PNP. Palitan nyo na lang ng SBP yung mga nakalagay doon at masasagot yung katanungan mo, Commissioner Dolly. Sorry, napahaba yung paliwanag.
Yeah, okay lang. I mean that's the point, your point of view. And obviously, may mga puntos diyan. But I see this of course na talagang may mga systemic, endemic problems. And obviously, yung original usapan dyan sa SBP is also something that's worth looking back. And talking about that, Quinito, the original SBP Constitution said that parang dapat ang mga international tournaments ay nai-distribute sa mga stakeholders. But it has become, yung sistema ngayon is that very centrist na it's now mostly dependent on the PBA and it's not a knock on the PBA. In fact, I'm feeling ko is parang masyadong malaki ang responsibilidad ng PBA. Do you think that the original intent should be revisited na ibigay natin? At dahil napakarami naman natin mga player and perhaps look for a good way so that we can involve all of the stakeholders now that there is a call for unity, Quinito?
Yes, Kom Noli at saka Kom Chino, ang takbo actually ng national program natin maganda with Coach Tab. Everybody will admit that maganda ang takbo nun. And as I mentioned, we were 6-0 in the FIBA Asia Cup qualifying. And then we participated in the Olympic qualifying tournament and we were competitive. Ang problema nga nawala yung programa natin. Kasi nawala yung coach. So what can we do? The problem is immediate because FIBA World Cup is coming up. And we now have to scramble to make sure that we have a competitive lineup. Papasok si Kai Soto, papasok si Jordan Clarkson. Ina-address natin ngayon yung August window, the 4th qualifying window, to be able to get these players together. Dwight Ramos, ipapalik. Jordan Hedding, ipapalik. Roosevelt Adams, Malonzo, papasok. Yusam, because we want to be able to prepare for the FIBA World Cup. Problema is systemic. Why? Because come November, in the 5th qualifying window, wala na si Clarkson, wala na si Soto. Pati yung mga players natin sa Japanese P-League will not be playing. So who are the players who are going to play for November? That's a question mark and that's a problem. Then we have a February window. Ganun din. Of course, in May, magkakaroon ng break ang PBA and the SEA Games will be May 5 to 16. Palagay ko, makakabuo tayo ng magandang team for that. Pero wala pa si Jordan Clarkson at that time. So that's why the SPP now has come up with a list of naturalized players to be able to fill the gap. And then we have the FIBA World Cup. Pagkatapos nun, beyond the FIBA World Cup, anong gagawin natin?
Correct.
Pagkakaroon ng first of all, pagkatapos ng World Cup, merong Asian Games starting September 23 in Hangzhou. Anong klaseng team ang ipadadala natin? Question mark. Pagkatapos nun, magkakaroon tayo ng 4 qualifying windows for the next Asia Cup. And then we have the Olympics. Now, are we going to qualify to play in the Olympic qualifying tournament? Question mark din yan. And it's all systemic. Goes back to what you were saying, Condoli, no? We need to be able to make sure that all the stakeholders are involved every step of the way.
Correct.
But right now, the priority is the World Cup. Pagkatapos nun, we need to be able to sit down and find out how we're gonna program this. It's not a mystery, yung schedule ng FIBA. Hindi po mystery yan.
Correct. Yun nga
Dapat ma-coordinate natin, ma-schedule natin, and make sure that we're on the right path. We were on the right path until February of this year. Nawala yung coach natin, nawala yung pool natin. Nagsialisan yung mga player. You know, we have a coach who coaches a college team. He brings in players for the college team. Supposedly also because there is a promise to play for GILAS. Now he no longer is the GILAS program coach. So the promise is to just play for Ateneo. But is it really just to play for Ateneo? Because these players are now going abroad. Dwight Ramos never played for Ateneo. And he's now playing in Japan. He was supposed to play for Ateneo. Belangel had 1 year left for Ateneo. He's not playing that one last year because he's playing in Korea. So something's also wrong with that coach who was bringing in these players for Ateneo.
Well,
there is a problem.